Hello everyone, Ryan Ponce with Compass, and today I'm going over October 2024 market update for downtown San Diego based off of September 2024's numbers. And so the big news right now is inventory. The month's supply of inventory has gone up. We're at a 7.8 month supply of inventory, and that's a pretty substantial jump from last month. Let me unwrap this whole picture because it's a little bit more complicated than just saying inventory's up. The number of active listings is actually not up very much. It's only up about 5%. We're at 233 listings. 2-3 months ago, we were right around that 230 to 240 listings range. So it's not like the number of active listings has skyrocketed. It's that the number of sales has decreased pretty dramatically. So we only saw 30 sales in downtown San Diego last month, which is extremely low. And that is causing the month's supply of inventory, which is the number of active listings divided by the number of sales in a given month. That's the month's supply of inventory. That number has gone up pretty dramatically. There are a lot of properties right now that are sitting on the market or that are failing to sell. So as a seller, you really need to make sure that your property is positioned correctly, because there are quite a few properties that are just sitting and they're likely not going to sell because there isn't a whole lot of activity. There are buyers in the market, but they're looking for very specific types of property, and there are things still moving. The average list of sales price this last month was 98%, or slightly above 98%, which is pretty good. So good properties are selling, they're moving. It just is taking a little bit longer. The average days on market, it's funny I said that, the average days on market actually went down, but that doesn't really paint an accurate picture, because the average days on market has to do with the properties that are selling, and the properties that are selling are typically the ones that are more desirable. So they are sitting on the market a little longer, they're selling, but it doesn't take into consideration the properties that aren't selling, that are just sitting there. The other thing to think about is there's a lot of properties that will sit for 60, 90 days. They'll expire and they'll come back as a new listing, and that'll reset the days on market. So while the average days on market looks like it's lower than it was the previous month by about 30%, it's actually really not that accurate. So there's been a little bit of a slowdown in the downtown market, but the good news is I'm working in the market every day. I'm seeing what kind of activity there is, and there appears to be a little bit more energy in the market. It seems like we're getting more showings now on listings. So downtown might have gone through a little bit of a lull. We are in an election year, which typically, somewhat freezes the market till after the election. And the other thing is the rates just were lowered by the Fed, which reflects the short-term rate, but I think it'll add some energy to the market, get things moving again. There are a couple of things that you should be aware of if you own property or are looking to buy in downtown. The office market is struggling a bit. I don't deal with commercial real estate. I just follow what's going on. Some of the older office buildings are having trouble filling the space, and they're in a bit of a bind. One of the buildings just sold on B Street, Symphony Towers, and it sold for a very steep discount. It sold just above $45 million, and it was originally purchased for $134 million back in 2003. Irvine Company owned it. They sold it off. So it's just that there's a few things to be aware of. The office market, and then also the rental market has slowed down. They built a ton of apartments in downtown San Diego, and from what I understand, a lot of these apartment buildings are having pretty high vacancy rates. The rents are expensive. They're offering incentive to tenants. That will trickle over to investment property that individual owners own in downtown San Diego. They might have a hard time finding tenants, and then some of that may cause people to then sell their investment property. So just be aware of that. You might see a little bit of that over the next 6 to 12 months as people need to find new tenants. So anyway, if you have any questions, give me a call, 619-228-6790. My information's at the end of this video. If you're seeing this on YouTube, there's a link in the description that takes you to the blog that I write about the market update with all the charts and graphs and all that. Again, Ryan Ponce, have a good day.